First contact. The night sky above the Atacama Desert in Chile blazed with countless stars, their light unimpeded by atmospheric pollution or artificial illumination. Dr. Elena Reyes stood motionless, her eyes fixed on the massive radio telescope before her. For years, she had scanned the cosmos for signs of extraterrestrial intelligence, enduring ridicule from colleagues who deemed her work a waste of resources. Tonight, everything would change. A series of rapid beeps emanated from her console, each one causing her heart to race faster. Elena's fingers flew across the keyboard, confirming what she hardly dared believe. The signal was artificial, complex, and undeniably alien in origin. "We're not alone," she whispered, her voice trembling with a mixture of excitement and fear. Within hours, news of the discovery spread like wildfire across the globe. Governments scrambled to respond. Religious leaders sought to reconcile their teachings with this new reality, and the public alternated between celebration and panic. The signal, originating from a star system just 40 light-years away, contained a simple mathematical sequence, prime numbers, followed by what appeared to be coordinates. As days turned into weeks, the world's brightest minds worked tirelessly to decipher the message fully. It became clear that the aliens, whoever they were, intended to make contact in person. The coordinates pointed to a remote location in the Siberian tundra, along with a date just 3 months in the future. Captain Yuki Tanaka of the United Earth Defense Force stood at attention, her eyes scanning the horizon. Around her, a hastily constructed base bustled with activity. Scientists, military personnel, and diplomats from every nation on Earth had gathered here, united in purpose if not in trust. The appointed day had arrived, and humanity waited with bated breath. A low hum filled the air, growing in intensity until it vibrated through Yuki's bones. The sky above shimmered, and a sleek silver craft materialized, defying all known laws of physics. It descended gracefully, touching down on the frozen ground without a sound. For several tense moments, nothing happened. Then, with a soft hiss, a portal opened in the side of the craft. A figure emerged, tall, slender, with iridescent skin that seemed to shift colors in the pale Arctic sun. Its head was elongated, with large, almond-shaped eyes that blinked slowly as it surveyed the assembled humans. Dr. Ahmed Rashid, Earth's chosen ambassador, stepped forward. His voice was steady as he spoke the greeting they had prepared. "On behalf of humanity, we welcome you to Earth." The alien's response came not in sound, but in a burst of color that emanated from its skin. Nearby, a translator device hummed to life, converting the chromatic language into words. "Greetings, children of Earth. We are the Zarquin, emissaries of the Galactic Council. Your signal has been received, and your presence noted. The time has come for humanity to take its place among the stars." A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. Yuki's hand instinctively tightened on her weapon, but she forced herself to remain calm. This was a diplomatic mission, not a military engagement. The Zarquin continued, its skin pulsing with vibrant hues. "For millennia, we have watched your species evolve, waiting for the moment when you would reach out beyond your world. That moment has arrived." Ahmed's brow furrowed. "You've been watching us. For how long?" "Since the first of your kind looked up at the stars and wondered what lay beyond," the alien replied. "We have witnessed your triumphs and your failures, your wars, and your moments of unity. You are young, but you have potential." Yuki couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this than a simple greeting. "And what does the Galactic Council want with us?" she called out, ignoring the glares from the diplomats around her. The Zarquin turned its gaze to her, and Yuki felt as though those alien eyes were peering into her very soul. "To offer you a choice," it said. "You may join us, learn from us, and contribute to the greater galactic community. Or you may choose isolation, continuing on your current path alone." Ahmed stepped forward again. "Surely such a decision cannot be made in haste. We would need time to consider, to consult with our people." "Of course," the Zarquin agreed. "You have one of your Earth years to decide. In that time, We will remain here, answering your questions and providing you with a glimpse of what awaits should you choose to join us." As the alien spoke, more of its kind emerged from the ship. They carried with them strange devices and artifacts, each one a testament to technology far beyond human understanding. Scientists surged forward, eager to examine these marvels, while military personnel formed a protective cordon around the site. Yuki watched it all unfold, her mind racing. This was humanity's greatest moment, the fulfillment of countless dreams and speculations. Yet she couldn't shake a nagging sense of unease. Why now? Why have the aliens chosen this moment to reveal themselves? As the day wore on, more ships arrived, bringing representatives from other alien species. Each was unique, some eerily beautiful, others utterly alien in form. They spoke of the wonders of the galaxy, of technologies that could end disease and hunger, of the peace that reigned among council members. But Yuki noticed something else: subtle tensions between certain species, fleeting glances that hinted at hidden agendas. The galaxy, it seemed, was not as united as the Zarquin would have them believe. As night fell over the Arctic, casting long shadows across the ice, Yuki found herself standing beside Dr. Reyes. The astrophysicist's eyes were alight with wonder, but there was a hint of skepticism in her voice when she spoke. "It's everything we ever dreamed of," Elena said softly. "So why does it feel too good to be true?" Yuki nodded, relieved to find she wasn't alone in her suspicions. "Because nothing comes without a price," she replied. "And I have a feeling we're about to learn just how high that price might be." As they watched, more alien ships appeared in the sky, their lights rivaling the stars. Humanity stood on the brink of a new era, poised to take its first steps into a larger universe. But with opportunity came danger, and the true test of human resilience was only just beginning. The first contact had been made. Now, the real challenge lay ahead, navigating the complex web of galactic politics, uncovering hidden truths, and proving that humanity deserved its place among the stars. The next year would determine not just Earth's fate, but perhaps the future of the entire galaxy. The invitation. As Earth's seasons changed, so too did the global landscape. The alien encampment in Siberia had grown into a sprawling complex, a shining beacon of advanced technology amidst the tundra. Humans from every corner of the planet flocked to this new nexus of interstellar diplomacy, eager to learn, to trade, and to glimpse the future that awaited them among the stars. Dr. Elena Reyes stood before a holographic display, her eyes wide with wonder as she manipulated complex equations with a wave of her hand. Nearby, Captain Yuki Tanaka observed the proceedings with a mixture of awe and suspicion. The past months had been a whirlwind of discovery and debate, as humanity grappled with the implications of their new place in the cosmic order. "It's incredible," Elena breathed, her fingers tracing the outline of a distant solar system. "Their understanding of astrophysics, of dark matter and energy, it makes our most advanced theories look like child's play." Yuki nodded, but her eyes were fixed on the alien delegates moving through the chamber. "And yet," she mused, "they seem just as interested in learning from us. I caught one of the Zarquin studying ancient human philosophy texts yesterday." Before Elena could respond, a hush fell over the room. Ambassador Ahmed Rashid entered, flanked by representatives from Earth's major powers. His face was grave as he approached the central platform. "My friends," began, his voice carrying to every corner of the chamber, "the time has come for humanity to make its choice. The Galactic Council has extended a formal invitation for Earth to join their ranks." A murmur rippled through the assembled crowd. This was the moment they had all been waiting for, yet now that it had arrived, uncertainty hung heavy in the air. And continued, "We have spent the past year learning from our new allies, sharing knowledge and culture. We have seen wonders beyond imagination and glimpsed the potential that awaits us among the stars. But we have also come to understand the responsibilities and challenges that come with such an opportunity." He paused, his gaze sweeping across the room. "The Council offers us technology that could end poverty, cure disease, and reverse the damage we've done to our planet. They offer us a place in a galactic community spanning thousands of worlds. But they also ask for our commitment to their laws, our participation in their conflicts, and our resources to further their goals. Yuki felt a chill run down her spine. There it was, the price they would have to pay. She glanced at Alina, seeing her own concerns mirrored in the scientist's eyes. "We cannot make this decision lightly," declared. "It will shape the course of human history for generations to come. That is why I stand before you today, to announce that in 1 month's time, we will hold a global referendum. Every adult citizen of Earth will have the chance to vote on whether we join the Galactic Council or choose to remain independent." The announcement sent shockwaves through the chamber. Debates erupted immediately, with passionate arguments on both sides. Some saw the invitation as humanity's salvation, a chance to leap forward technologically and solve the problems that had plagued their species for millennia. Others viewed it with suspicion, fearing the loss of human autonomy and culture in the face of overwhelmingly advanced civilizations. As the debates raged, Yuki found herself approached by a tall, willowy alien she recognized as Zinxa, one of the Zarquin diplomats. Its skin shimmered with subtle patterns of light as it spoke. "Your people stand at a crossroads," Zinxa said, its voice a melodious hum. "It is a moment of great potential, but also great risk. The galaxy is vast and often unforgiving. There are those within the Council who view younger races as resources to be exploited rather than equals to be welcomed." Yuki's eyes narrowed. "Are you warning us against joining?" Zinix's skin flickered with what Yuki had come to recognize as amusement. "On the contrary, Captain, I believe humanity has much to offer the galactic community. Your adaptability, your creativity, your indomitable spirit. These are rare and valuable traits, but you must enter with eyes wide open, aware of both the benefits and the dangers." As the alien spoke, Yuki noticed Alina deep in conversation with a group of scientists from various species. The astrophysicist's face was alight with excitement as she gestured towards a holographic display of what appeared to be a massive space station. "What's that?" Yuki asked, nodding towards the display. Zinix's eyes followed her gaze. "Ah, that is Harmony Station, the seat of the Galactic Council. It is there that representatives from all member species gather to make decisions that shape the fate of countless worlds. Should your people choose to join us, you would be granted an embassy on the station and a voice in galactic affairs." The image of the station shimmered and expanded, revealing the structure of mind-boggling complexity. It was a city in space, home to millions of beings from thousands of species. At its heart was a vast chamber where holographic avatars of delegates from across the galaxy debated and voted on matters of cosmic importance. As the month of deliberation progressed, Earth became a crucible of ideas and arguments. The media was awash with interviews, debates, and speculative documentaries about life in the galactic community. Scientists extolled the potential advancements in medicine, energy, and space travel. Economists debated the implications for Earth's markets and resources. Philosophers and religious leaders grappled with the existential questions raised by humanity's new place in the cosmos. Through it all, Yuki found herself increasingly torn. The potential benefits were undeniable, yet her instincts as a soldier warned her of unseen dangers. She spent long hours in discussion with Alina, Ahmed, and others who had worked closely with the aliens, trying to piece together a clearer picture of what awaited them beyond Earth's atmosphere. 1 week before the referendum, Yuki received an unexpected invitation. The Zarquin offered to take a small delegation of humans to visit Harmony Station itself, allowing them to see firsthand the seat of galactic power. It was an unprecedented opportunity, one that could sway the outcome of the vote. As Yuki boarded the sleek alien shuttle alongside Alina, Ahmed, and a handful of other carefully chosen representatives, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were stepping into a new chapter of human history. The Earth grew smaller behind them, a blue marble suspended in the void, as they accelerated towards the stars. The journey was surprisingly short, thanks to the Zarquin's mastery of faster-than-light travel. In mere hours, they emerged from the swirling vortex of hyperspace to behold Harmony Station in all its glory. It was a sight that defied description. A massive structure that dwarfed anything humanity had ever built, its gleaming surfaces adorned with lights that outshone the surrounding stars. As they docked with the station, Yuki's hand instinctively went to the small Earth flag patch on her uniform. Whatever awaited them aboard this cosmic metropolis, she silently vowed to remember who she was and where she came from. Humanity might be taking its first real steps into the galactic community, but they would do so on their own terms. The airlock hissed open, and the human delegation stepped forward into a new world. The sights, sounds, and smells that greeted them were overwhelming. A cacophony of alien life and technology beyond their wildest imaginings. It was beautiful, terrifying, and exhilarating all at once. As they moved deeper into the station, guided by their Zarquin hosts, Yuki couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Yes, humanity was young and relatively primitive compared to many of the species here, but they had made it this far on their own, driven by curiosity, determination, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Now, standing on the precipice of a new era, she knew that same spirit would carry. Trials of acceptance. The vastness of Harmony Station stretched out before the human delegation, a labyrinth of alien architecture and advanced technology. Captain Yuki Tanaka's eyes darted from one marvel to another, her military training kicking in as she assessed potential threats and escape routes. Beside her, Dr. Elena Reyes could barely contain her excitement, her scientist's mind racing to understand the principles behind the station's impossible structures. Their Zarquin guide, Zinixa, led them through bustling corridors, filled with beings of every conceivable shape and size. The council chamber lies at the heart of Harmony Station. It explained, its skin pulsing with patterns of light. But before you can be presented to the full assembly, you must undergo the trials of acceptance. Ambassador Ahmed Rashid's brow furrowed. Trials. This wasn't mentioned in our briefings. Zinix's colors shifted to a soothing blue. Fear not, Ambassador. The trials are not meant to be punitive, but rather to assess a species' readiness for full membership in the galactic community. They will test your physical capabilities, your intellectual prowess, and your moral fiber. As they approached a massive doorway emblazoned with symbols from 100 alien cultures, Yuki couldn't shake a feeling of unease. "And what happens if we fail these trials?" she asked. The Zarquin's response was interrupted by the arrival of a new group of aliens. They were stocky, reptilian creatures with gleaming scales and eyes that glowed with an inner fire. Their leader, a scared veteran with a cybernetic arm, stepped forward. "So, these are the humans," it growled, its universal translator struggling to convey the contempt in its voice. "I am General Kexarn of the Drakari Imperium. We have reservations about allowing such a primitive species into the council." Yuki bristled at the insult, but Ahmed placed a calming hand on her arm. "We may be young," the ambassador said smoothly, "but we have much to offer. Our diversity, our adaptability, our capacity for innovation." "Pretty words," Kexarn interrupted. "But the galaxy is a harsh place. It devours the weak and unprepared. These trials will show us what you're really made of, humans." Before tensions could escalate further, the massive doors swung open, revealing a cavernous chamber bathed in soft, pulsating light. At its center stood a group of beings unlike any the humans had yet encountered. Translucent, almost ghostly figures that seemed to shimmer in and out of existence. "The arbiters," Zinixa whispered reverently. "They will oversee your trials." One of the ethereal beings glided forward, its voice resonating directly in their minds. "Welcome, children of Earth. Are you prepared to face the challenges that will determine your people's future among the stars?" Elena stepped forward, her voice steadied despite her racing heart. "We are." The chamber shifted around them, reality itself seeming to bend and warp. Suddenly, they found themselves in what appeared to be a vast jungle. the air thick with alien spores, and the sounds of unseen creatures. Your first trial, the Arbiter's voice echoed, is one of survival and adaptability. You must navigate this environment, overcome its dangers, and reach the beacon at its center. You have one planetary rotation. Begin. Without warning, the Arbiters vanish, leaving the human delegation alone in the alien wilderness. Yuki immediately took charge, her military training kicking in. Form a defensive perimeter. Elena, analyze those spores. We need to know if they're safe to breathe. Amd, you're our diplomat. Try to communicate with any sentient life we encounter. As they pushed deeper into the jungle, they faced challenges that tested the limits of human endurance and ingenuity. Carnivorous plants with lightning-fast tendrils sought to ensnare them. Gravity fluctuated wildly, forcing them to adapt their movements constantly. Psychic assaults from unseen creatures threatened to overwhelm their minds. But with each obstacle, the humans discovered strengths they didn't know they possessed. Elena's quick thinking allowed them to repurpose the spores into a makeshift breathing apparatus. Yuki's combat skills and leadership kept the group alive through harrowing encounters with predators that defied the laws of physics, and Ahmed's gift for communication proved invaluable when they encountered a tribe of silicon-based lifeforms who initially mistook them for invaders. As the rotation neared its end, the team finally spotted the beacon, a pillar of pure energy stretching into the sky. Exhausted but triumphant, they reached it just as the environment began to dissolve around them, returning them to the chamber where the Arbiters waited. Impressive, General Kexarn grudgingly admitted, but physical prowess alone does not qualify one for council membership. The Arbiters nodded in agreement. The second trial challenges your intellect and your ability to think beyond the confines of your own experience. The chamber shifted again, and the humans found themselves surrounded by holographic displays filled with equations and diagrams of mind-bending complexity. Elena's eyes widened as she recognized elements of advanced quantum mechanics, multiverse theory, and concepts that defied easy categorization. Before you, the Arbiter explained, is a problem that has puzzled the greatest minds of the galaxy for millennia. You have one planetary rotation to make meaningful progress towards its solution. Elena dove into the challenge with fervor, her fingers flying across holographic interfaces as she manipulated variables and tested hypotheses. The others contributed where they could, offering fresh perspectives that sometimes led to surprising breakthroughs. As hours ticked by, Elena found herself pushing the boundaries of human scientific understanding. Concepts that had seemed impossible began to click into place. She drew upon everything from advanced mathematics to ancient human philosophy, weaving together a tapestry of ideas that bridged the gap between human knowledge and alien wisdom. Just as their time was about to expire, Elena stumbled upon a key insight. It wasn't a complete solution, but it was an entirely new approach that even the Arbiters hadn't considered. The holographic displays erupted in a dazzling light show as her equations rearranged themselves, revealing hidden patterns and connections. The Arbiters conferred silently for a moment before addressing the exhausted humans. You have not solved the problem entirely. Indeed, no single species has. But you have contributed a unique perspective that may yet lead to new avenues of exploration. This is the very essence of what the Council seeks in its members. Kexarn snorted, a sound like grinding stones. Intellectual curiosity is all well and good, but the galaxy is not always a peaceful place. The final trial will test your courage, your conviction, and your moral character. For a third time, the chamber transformed. The humans found themselves on what appeared to be the bridge of a starship, surrounded by view screens showing a planet under attack by a vastly superior force. The Arbiter's voice rang out. This is no simulation. What you see is happening at this very moment on a world at the edge of Council space. A non-aligned species is facing extinction at the hands of a hostile power. The Council has not yet decided whether to intervene. What do you do? Yuki's military instincts screamed to jump into action, to find a way to save the innocent lives at stake. Ahmed, ever the diplomat, argued for attempting negotiation with the aggressors. Alina busied herself with the ship's sensors, searching for any tactical advantage they might use. But as they debated their course of action, they realized the true nature of the test. It wasn't just about what they would do, but how they would come to their decision. The trial forced them to confront difficult questions about the use of power, the value of life, and the responsibilities that came with being part of a larger galactic community. In the end, they chose a path that combined human compassion with hard-earned wisdom. They used the ship's advanced communication array to broadcast a message to both the attackers and the Council itself. Ahmed's impassioned plea for peace, backed by Yuki's strategic insights and Alina's scientific analysis of the conflict's long-term consequences, managed to give both sides pause. As the view screens faded away, returning them to the chamber one last time, the humans stood united, exhausted but proud. They had faced challenges beyond anything they had imagined and emerged stronger for it. The arbiters regarded them silently for a long moment before speaking. You have shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and a moral compass that will serve you well in the complex landscape of galactic politics. But the decision to admit Earth to the Council is not ours alone to make. General Kexarn stepped forward, his earlier hostility replaced by a grudging respect. I have seen your strength firsthand. You are young, yes, but you have potential. The Drakari Imperium withdraws its objection to your membership. One by one, representatives from other alien factions offered their support. Even those who had been skeptical of humanity's readiness found themselves swayed by the courage and creativity the humans had displayed. As the delegation prepared to return to Earth, carrying with them the Council's formal offer of membership, Yuki found herself reflecting on all they had experienced. They had proven themselves worthy of a place among the stars, but the real challenge was just beginning. How would humanity navigate this new frontier? What role would they play in shaping the future of the galaxy? With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Yuki realized that their greatest adventure still lay ahead. The trials were over, but humanity's true test was about to begin. The Cosmic Conspiracy. The return to Earth was triumphant. News of humanity's success in the trials of acceptance spread rapidly, igniting a wave of excitement and optimism across the globe. As the human delegation disembarked from the alien shuttle, they were greeted by cheering crowds and a media frenzy. Captain Yuki Tanaka, Dr. Elena Reyes, and Ambassador Ahmed Rashid found themselves thrust into the spotlight as heroes of humanity. Their accounts of the challenges they faced on Harmony Station captivated the world, inspiring millions with tales of human ingenuity and courage in the face of cosmic trials. But amid the celebrations, Yuki couldn't shake a nagging sense of unease. Something about their experiences on the station didn't sit right with her. As she pored over her memories of the trials and the various alien factions they'd encountered, she began to notice inconsistencies, subtle details that didn't quite add up. Late one night, as she sat in her office reviewing security footage from the alien encampment, a soft knock at her door startled her from her thoughts. Elena entered, her face etched with concern. You feel it too, don't you? The scientist asked without preamble. That something's not quite right with all of this. Yuki nodded, relieved to find she wasn't alone in her suspicions. I've been going over everything, trying to piece it together. The Zarquin, the Drakari, even the Arbiters. They all seem to be playing roles, like actors in some cosmic drama. Elena's eyes widened. I've been analyzing the data we gathered during the trials. The physics of that jungle environment, the complexity of the equations we faced, they are beyond anything even the most advanced council races should be capable of. You think the trials were rigged? Yuki asked, her mind racing with implications. Not rigged, Elena replied, shaking her head. More like carefully crafted, designed to test us in specific ways. But why? And by whom? Before they could delve deeper into their theories, an urgent message came through on Yuki's secure channel. It was Ahmed, his usually calm demeanor shaken. Meet me at the old observatory. Now. And make sure you're not followed." The urgency in his voice spurred them into action. Yuki and Elena slipped out of the building, using all of Yuki's covered ops training to evade the ever-present media and the watchful eyes of their alien allies. They found Ahmed pacing nervously in the shadow of the old radio telescope where humanity had first detected the alien signal. His face was pale in the moonlight as he turned to greet them. "I've discovered something," he said without preamble. "Something that could change everything we think we know about the Council and our place in it." Ahmed produced a small crystalline device, alien technology he'd managed to smuggle back from Harmony Station. As he activated it, a holographic display sprang to life, showing a vast network of connections between various alien races and factions. "I've been piecing this together from fragments of overheard conversations, data I managed to access, and my own observations," Ahmed explained. "The Galactic Council isn't what it appears to be. It's divided into factions, each with its own agenda. And humanity, we're a pawn in a game we don't even know we're playing." As they studied the holographic map, patterns began to emerge. The Zarquin, who had seemed so benevolent, were connected to a shadowy group labeled the Ascended. The Drakari Imperium, despite their outward hostility, had deep ties to something called the Eternal Confluence. "But what does it all mean?" Elena asked, her scientific mind struggling to make sense of the complex web before them. Ahmed's voice was grim. "It means that our invitation to join the Council isn't just about welcoming a new species. We're being recruited, positioned as a key player in a cosmic power struggle that's been going on for millennia." Yuki's military instincts kicked into high gear. "We need to know more. If we're walking into a trap, we have to be prepared." "It's not that simple," Ahmed cautioned. "Some of these factions genuinely want to help us. Others see us as a threat to be controlled or eliminated. And the truly terrifying thing is that the power behind these factions, the ones pulling the strings, they're operating on a level we can barely comprehend." As if to punctuate his words, a distant rumble shook the ground. They rushed outside to see a fleet of ships descending from the sky, ships that didn't match any of the designs they'd seen before. "It's starting," Ahmed whispered. "Whatever game they're playing, we've just become the board." In that moment, Yuki made a decision. "We need allies," she said firmly. "Not just among humans, but among the other species who might be just as in the dark as we are. Elena, can you use that device to send a secure message to some of the lower-ranking aliens we met on Harmony Station?" Elena nodded, her fingers already dancing across the crystalline surface. "I think so. But who can we trust?" "We start with the outcasts," Yuki replied. "The species who aren't part of the major factions. They might be just as eager to uncover the truth as we are." As Elena worked, Yuki turned to Ahmed. "We need to warn Earth's leaders without causing a global panic. Can you convene an emergency session of the UN Security Council?" Ahmed nodded grimly. "I'll do what I can. But we have to be careful. If these factions have been manipulating us all along, there's no telling how deep their influence goes." The ground shook again as more ships entered the atmosphere. In the distance, they could hear the wail of sirens as the world began to realize that something unprecedented was happening. "Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it fast," Yuki said, her voice tight with tension. "Humanity just stepped onto a galactic chessboard, and I have a feeling the first move is about to be made." As if in response to her words, the crystalline device in Elena's hands began to pulse with an otherworldly light. Alien symbols danced across its surface, coalescing into a message that made their blood run cold. "The convergence is upon us. Choose your allegiance wisely, humans. The fate of galaxies hangs in the balance." The three friends shared a look of determination. They had uncovered a cosmic conspiracy beyond anything they could have imagined, but they weren't about to let humanity become a pawn in some unfathomable alien agenda. "We didn't come this far to be manipulated," Yuki declared, her voice steely with resolve. If these cosmic players want to use Earth as their game board, they're about to learn that humans don't play by anyone's rules but our own. As the sky lit up with the arrival of more alien ships, and the world teetered on the brink of either a new golden age or utter chaos, Yuki, Alina, and Ahmed set out to unravel the greatest mystery humanity had ever faced. The cosmic conspiracy was vast, but humanity's spirit was indomitable. The real battle for Earth's future, and perhaps the fate of the entire galaxy, was about to begin. Humanity's stand. The world teetered on the brink of chaos. Alien ships filled the skies over every major city, their designs as varied as they were awe-inspiring. Humanity watched with a mixture of fear and wonder as the full scope of galactic civilization revealed itself. In the heart of New York City, an emergency session of the United Nations Security Council was underway. Captain Yuki Tanaka stood before the assembled world leaders, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. Distinguished representatives, what I'm about to tell you will challenge everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. Over the next hour, Yuki, along with Dr. Elena Reyes and Ambassador Ahmed Rashid, laid out the evidence they had uncovered. They spoke of cosmic factions vying for control, of humanity's unwitting role in an ancient power struggle, and of the looming threat that now hung over Earth. As they finished, a stunned silence fell over the chamber. It was the Secretary General who finally broke it, his voice hoarse with emotion. If what you say is true, how can we possibly hope to stand against such forces? Yuki's response was firm. By doing what humanity does best, adapting, innovating, and refusing to back down in the face of impossible odds. Even as they spoke, Alina's modified alien device hummed to life. Messages were pouring in from their nascent network of alien allies, outcasts, fringe species, and disillusioned members of the major factions. Each transmission added another piece to the cosmic puzzle. Ahmed's diplomatic skills were put to the test as he worked to forge a united human front. We cannot afford to fight amongst ourselves, he urged the assembled leaders. The fate of our entire species hangs in the balance. As dawn broke over a world forever changed, humanity's plan began to take shape. They would neither cower in fear nor rush headlong into the manipulations of cosmic powers. Instead, they would chart their own course through the stars. Yuki coordinated with military leaders worldwide to prepare Earth's defenses, not against an outright invasion, but against more subtle forms of control. Alina worked tirelessly with a global team of scientists, using the advanced knowledge they'd gleaned to push human technology forward by leaps and bounds. Ahmed became the voice of humanity, broadcasting a message to the stars that was as much a declaration of independence as it was an invitation to genuine partnership. To all who can hear this, his words echoed across the cosmos. We, the people of Earth, stand ready to take our place among the stars. Not as pawns, not as subjects, but as equals. We extend a hand in friendship to those who would treat with us honestly, and we warn those who would seek to manipulate or control us. Humanity will not be trifled with. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Ships from 100 worlds converged on Earth, some with hostile intent, others offering allegiance to this upstart species that dared to challenge the cosmic status quo. In orbit, a makeshift fleet of human and allied alien ships prepared to make their stand. On the ground, a global network of newly constructed quantum transmitters stood ready to broadcast the truth to every corner of the galaxy. As the opposing armadas faced off in the shadow of Earth's moon, Yuki found herself on the bridge of humanity's flagship, a hybrid vessel that melded human ingenuity with alien technology. Beside her stood Alina, Ahmed, and representatives from a dozen alien races who had chosen to stand with humanity. "This is our moment," Yuki said, her voice carrying to every ship in the human alliance. "Not just for Earth, but for every species that has been pushed to the margins, manipulated, or denied their rightful place in the galaxy. Today, we change the rules of the game." With a nod to Alina, she gave the order. "Activate the quantum network. Let's show them what humanity can do." In an instant, The truth was laid bare across the galaxy. The quantum network, powered by principles that humanity had only begun to grasp, cut through light years of space. On countless worlds, beings of all forms witnessed the evidence that Earth had gathered. The secret histories, the hidden agendas, the true face of the powers that had shaped galactic politics for eons. The effect was electric. Rebellions sparked on 100 worlds. Age-old alliances crumbled as the manipulations behind them were exposed. And through it all, humanity's message rang clear, a call for true cooperation, for a galactic community built on honesty and mutual respect. In near-Earth space, ships that had come to conquer now hung motionless, their crews grappling with revelations that shook the foundations of everything they had believed. Some turned away, retreating to worlds that would never be the same. Others approached cautiously, weapons powered down, ready to talk. As the dust settled and the immediate threat of conflict faded, Yuki, Elena, and Ahmed found themselves once again before the Galactic Council. But this was a changed council, humbled, renewed, and genuinely eager to embrace a new paradigm. The Arbiters, those enigmatic beings who had overseen humanity's trials, stepped forward. Their forms seemed to shimmer, revealing glimpses of something far more ancient and powerful than anyone had imagined. "You have done what no species has managed in 100 million years," they intoned, their voices resonating with something like pride. "You have broken the cycle of manipulation and control that has defined galactic politics since the dawn of interstellar travel." "We didn't do it alone," Ahmed replied, gesturing to the diverse group of allies that stood with them. "No," the Arbiters agreed, "and that perhaps is the greatest lesson of all. The strength to reshape the galaxy comes not from technology or ancient power, but from the bonds forged between those brave enough to stand together." As the council chamber erupted in discussion, mapping out the future of a dramatically altered galactic landscape, Yuki took a moment to gaze out at the star-filled void beyond. Humanity had taken its first real steps into a larger universe, not as conquerors or subjects, but as architects of a new cosmic order. The challenges ahead were immense. Ancient powers still lurked in the shadows, not easily dissuaded from their agendas. Countless worlds now looked to Earth for leadership in this new era. And the true nature of the universe, with all its wonders and terrors, was only beginning to reveal itself. But as Yuki looked at her friends, Elena, her eyes shining with the promise of new scientific frontiers, Ahmed, already deep in discussion with alien diplomats, and the brave allies who had stood with them, she felt a surge of hope. Humanity had faced its trial by fire and emerged not just unscathed, but transformed. They had proven that the indomitable human spirit, when combined with compassion, ingenuity, and an unwavering commitment to truth, could reshape the very foundations of the cosmos. As the first emissaries from newly liberated worlds approached, eager to forge alliances with the species that had changed everything, Yuki allowed herself a small smile. The journey ahead was long and fraught with dangers yet unimagined. But humanity was ready. They had found their place among the stars, not as bit players in someone else's drama, but as the authors of their own cosmic destiny. The age of secrets and manipulation was over. A new era of galactic cooperation and discovery was just beginning. And humanity, that young, brash, endlessly surprising species from a small blue world, would be leading the way.